Hey guys, this is part 3. If you haven't seen part 1 or 2, go down on my channel, whatever. Anyway, let's get back into it. So anyway, he ended up getting a girlfriend, and I'm like, oh fuck, great, whatever. I said I was gonna respect it, I respect that. Like, he said that he wasn't gonna do anything, he wasn't gonna do it, he's trying to be faithful, whatever. And I'm just like, oh, you live in Virginia, bro, and she lives in New York. How is that gonna happen? He's like, oh, she said that she's gonna move down to Virginia. She was planning to move down or whatever, so it might work. I'm like, yeah, whatever, bitch. Like, you as horny as I am, nigga, it's not gonna work for long. But whatever. I'm like, okay, I respect it. Whatever. So I got disappointed on that Friday. I know he's leaving that Saturday. I'm like, I got so disappointed. I was like, oh my God. And I was like, oh, but I really want to fuck. I'm so horny. And me and John were just not really working out. It's just he just gets on my nerves, and I'm just like, whatever. Plus, I'm on PEP, and I don't know if I have HIV or whatever. I got my screening though. On Friday, because they said it takes about 2 days, and everything was negative, but I'm on PEP because I don't know if everything's gonna stay negative. So whatever. I was just like, I'm not gonna have sex with John for the whole month. I don't give a shit about having sex with other people, and potentially kind of potentially giving them HIV or whatever if I am infected or whatever, because that's how I was thinking, whatever. I don't give a shit. I'll probably fuck one random person, whatever. I don't give a shit. But John giving it to him, I would not want to do that at all. So I was like, I'm definitely not gonna have sex with John ever, this whole time. And that's what I said or whatever. But I got disappointed with Roger or whatever. And I ended up, was like, I don't want to add my Twitter. I really don't want to, not Twitter, Tinder. I don't want to do my Tinder again or whatever. So I'm like, I wonder if Jay is going to, be okay with me, hitting him up again. So I ended up hitting him up, and I'm like, I'm so sorry. I've been thinking about you. I want to see you. I'm so sorry I freaked out. Don't think that I'm a crazy person or whatever. He's like, why'd you freak out? And I'm like, dude, and I told him, I was like, I had an experience with this guy, and he said he used a condom, but he didn't use a condom, and I got freaked out and afraid, and I'm a paranoid person or whatever. And he was so understanding, he was so sweet, and he was like, oh, it's okay or whatever. And I'm like, oh, you're cool, you don't mind, I'm crazy or whatever. And he's like, nah, I'm cool. So I ended up texting Jay, and we started talking or whatever. And I'm like, when are you gonna see me? And he's like, oh, let me see if I can, whatever. So I ended up, seeing Jay because, and I was thinking about Roger the whole time. I'm like, oh, Roger, I wish I really could fuck him or whatever. But I seen Jay, and I'm like, oh. I'm like, he's better than my dildo, because my dildo's name is Roger because I have a rabbit dildo, and it's Roger the rabbit, so it just works out, and I'm thinking about Roger, so I'm like, works out great, whatever. But I'm just like, I need a warm body, I need someone to kiss on me, suck on my nipple, do that kinky shit or whatever. And I ended up talking to Jay, and Jay was really, really, really sweet and nice, and I ended up talking to him. I'm like, he's not the cutest, he's not cute, but Roger ain't cute either. I don't think Roger was cute. I think both of them, John is way better looking than both of them combined. So I'm just like, it's just dick, Roger's dick is not the best, but he knows how to work it. It's not the biggest, that's what I mean, but he knows how to work it. And so I'm like, oh, I'll just think about Roger while I'm, doing Jay or whatever. And I'm like, that's what I really need. I ended up meeting Jay, and I had the best fucking time. And literally, I just wanted to get Roger out of my head. I'm just like, I really want to just get rid of Roger and just like not masturbate to him, not think about him, not do whatever, you know? And I ended up, you know, doing Jay, and Jay was amazing. Like, oh my God, he choked the shit out of me, and I was just like, yes, yes, okay, yes. I was like, oh, yes, that was so good. And, you know, it was in the car, like, you know, and me and Roger, you know, we have a lot of history in the car. We be doing mad crazy shit in the car, whatever. You know, and he was saying that, oh, you know, Jay was like, oh, I got tints, I got dark ass tints and shit like that or whatever. And it was, you know, like, whatever. And I'm like, oh, you can hit me from the back, like, in the car. And he's like, you know, it was a little awkward at first. He's like, nah, I can't do it back, I'm a big guy, whatever. And I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. Like, Roger's a big guy too, like, you know, but whatever. I ended up, you know, being with him or whatever. We didn't really do it because I ended up pulling out the condom. I told him to bring a condom 100%, because I'm like, I'm not gonna make this mistake twice, and I don't know who the fuck he is. But the thing is, that guy didn't give me his number. Like, we were just talking through Tinder. Like, Jay, I have his number. So anyway, I hit up Jay. I'm talking to Jay, doing this thing with Jay, and he became mad good. Now, I'm like, oh my God. Like, I'm thinking about Jay, not Roger, because I know Roger has a girlfriend, so I don't want to think about him, don't want to text him or whatever. But in the beginning, I was still kind of thinking about him, like, I was just talking to him or whatever. Then when I fucked Jay, like, I was just like, oh my God, it's all about Jay, kind of, or whatever. So anyway, we fucked in the car. It was great, but, you know, he didn't really, like, it wasn't the best first thing. Like, he hit great. He was choking me. You know, he was doing all the right things. Like, I got kinks, okay? I got kinks. So I'm like, ooh, he kind of awoken those kinky side of me. You know, I always knew I was a submissive person, and I like to be dominated in the bedroom. I would love to be dominated in real life, like, all the time. Like, I don't want to say 50 Shades of Grey, because yes, that's kind of a toxic relationship. And, you know, I didn't think about it at first. I read 50 Shades of Grey, all of them books, and I was just like, yes, in high school or whatever. But when I started researching about kinks and stuff, and people talking about 50 Shades and how it's so toxic or whatever, I see it. So anyway, I always had that kink. I always had those, like, type of things that I always wanted to explore that, but I never was able to explore that. And it was just like, oh my God, it's Brian 2.0. Oh my God. Oh my God, it's so crazy. But anyway, I'm just like, I don't really know. Like, I didn't really, you know, explore or whatever. But then he started choking me, and I love that shit. I'm like, choke me some more. Yes. Like, what is this? Choke me. Choke the shit out of me. Choke me out. Choke me out. Literally, I want that while you're fucking me. Like, oh, it was so good. But anyway, I made a TikTok. I started doing the TikTok trends and things like that. And I was starting to get, like, really cute. I ended up getting a new Instagram. I ended up getting a new Snapchat for, like, my kind of, like, sexual type things, whatever. I know I'm married and taboo or whatever. But anyway, let me say this beforehand. When me and Roger were fucking in the car after he was dropping me off or whatever, we started talking about, like, you know, who we were fucking in the lounge, and I was fucking, you know, this guy named Scott, and you know, it was funny. He was talking about, oh, one time I called Scott and he was fucking you, and he was like, oh, bro, like, I'm with Vanessa right now, like, whatever. He's like, why would you answer? Like, we were laughing about it or whatever. We were talking about how Scott, like, kind of dropped off the face of the earth, like literally dropped. Like we don't know where the fuck he's been. He deleted his Facebook and everything. Like it was just like gone. So anyway, I ended up, so I just wanted to say that there or whatever. But anyway, Jay awoken my submissive BDSM lifestyle and what I wanted to look for in thinking whatever. So I was like all into Jay, and I don't know why. Like I was like obsessed with him. Like, and I guess it was because he you know, made it. Oh my god, it's already 10 minutes. I didn't even see that. Oh my god. It's gonna be part 4. Is this part 4? I'm drunk, guys. Don't mind me. But I think it's gonna be part 4. Watch for part 4, okay? Anyway, see me in part 4.